Hey, Xtangram, how's it going? Well, I'm still sick, but I got the apartment cleaned, so that's something. What am I missing here? Thanks, dude. Oh, it's right on our doorstep. Okay. Oh shit, we are maxed out on meat. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that. Right. Yeah. Because I don't have miracle fur anymore, we're doing a lot more hunting. And so we've just filled up the store. Not entirely sure what happens there. If the hunters stop hunting, or if they keep hunting because they know they need more fur to build with. I'm guessing they continue hunting specifically for fur. Problem being that they could potentially fill their own inventories with meat. And if their inventory is full, then they can't do anything. I might need to increase the capacity of the store. Just as a kind of simple solution for now until we get decay on perishable goods. I'm really struggling to get enough firewood as usual. I could just use miracle fire, I guess. That's what I should be doing, I'm just kind of forgetting. Yeah, there's one quite important change that I need to make, and that is if the humans kill an animal's mother before it has become independent, and it dies as a result of that, that should also reduce your conservation score. Unfortunately, it's not the simplest thing in the world because some of the animals become independent before they reach maturity. Once they're old enough to fend for themselves, then they might be okay, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're an adult. So it's not a big deal, but it does mean specific rules on a per animal basis instead of just one universal check to see if it's an adult or not at the time of death. But we basically just need a Bambi flag. We need a flag that is set to true if an animal's mother is killed by a human, assuming it's still in the care of its mother, of course. And then upon death, well, upon death, but only if it dies of, like, starvation, I suppose, because it could be hunted by some other animal. That wouldn't be the human's fault. Well, I don't know. Arguably, it didn't have the protection of its mother, and it wouldn't have been... potentially, they could have defended it. So maybe, yeah. Plus, the rules are just simpler that way as well. Oh, it's late. Okay. We actually get miracle firewood in the next level. It's just definitely slowed down the pace. Removing miracle fur from the game, although I could have used miracle herd like another 3 times. I think I used it twice. So it feels too easy to me right now, but like I said, I still have this one change to make, and there's 2 difficulty settings above this anyway. There's hard and extreme difficulty as well. This is just normal mode. There is an easy mode as well. So it's okay. And generally speaking, like, your game needs to be way easier than you think. Should almost always make your game easier. I mean, for a good couple of years, I just kept making the game easier and easier. Until eventually it got so easy that I was like, no, we've gone too far, and I had to roll it back a little bit. And that's kind of where we're at now. But I've been doing the conservation mechanic is a fairly recent addition in the first place, but now I'm been balancing it a bit. And kind of changing how it works. But, you know, I've got so much power that I could summon like 3 more herds of animals, which would increase it by 30. It would put me, I'm just above 50%, so put me like in the 80 percentile range. But all it takes is like one bad spawn or a serious storm or some, you know, certain sequence of unfortunate circumstances. You need to resurrect a couple of humans. That'll take a bunch of power. Your tents will burn down. That'll kill a bunch of your conservation score to get the fur to repair them. So, and plus, you just, like, it's the first level of the game as well. You basically need a player, like, it's you know, somebody who's like never played a video game before practically needs to be able to play the game. Right. It's fine if it starts getting more difficult towards the late game, but it should be pretty much impossible to lose in the early game unless you crank the difficulty way up, but that's on you, you know. And I was thinking about maybe the conservation mechanic should be more punishing at the higher difficulties, especially because all that changes with difficulty right now is the number of humans that you start with. So you actually you don't have to build as many tents because you have less humans, which is going to conserve your conservation score in and of itself. So I was like, oh, maybe the conservation mechanic should be more punishing. But then I was kind of like, well, it sort of balances out because you might need to build less tents, but you also have less worshippers, so you will accumulate less power anyway. So it's probably okay, I would imagine. Yeah, and like we killed a couple of moose off earlier which had calves, and I'm assuming those calves probably died as a result of that. I'm not sure, but wait, there's a couple of moose calves over here. Who do those belong to? Oh, fuck. Okay, that's a deer. What's going on here? What is this wolf doing? Oh, this moose is aggressive. It's scared of this moose. But it's freaking out because When it gets sandwiched up against the edge of the map like this, it doesn't really know how to behave. It's gonna struggle to get back. Yeah, it's pretty jank. You can see why people generally don't opt to give characters this much freedom. It's very difficult to sort of get all the behavior to work. Oh my god, I'm just feeding them to the moose. Don't do that. Yeah, I'm struggling to get this shrine unlocked because of the animals. We're going after the carpenter now. But yeah, I mean, we've got all of the fur that we need now, so I'm pretty much fine. We have tons of meat in the store. Wouldn't be surprised if my hunters still had meat in their inventories, because they can't deposit it. Probably because I added the moose to the game, and they give tons of meat. Jesus. Oh, you did it? Yeah, it's going back up. So, my hunters still have meat in their inventories because they can't deposit it yet. Grab that mushroom. There might be a few too many aggressive creatures, you know? It's pretty random, so it can be pretty swingy. I could reduce the chance of them having calves, I guess, on spawn. Yeah, invisibility is a miracle I don't think I've ever even used in a playthrough, but I can see how useful it could be now. Like, you've got an animal camping right on a shrine that you want, or right on the stream. You can make your water bearers invisible and they can still go get water without being attacked. Or you could still send your worshippers to unlock something. That's a little bit more difficult because it requires 3 worshippers and it takes them 8 minutes, which is 48 hours of in-game time. And invisibility only lasts a minute, so you'd have to cast it 16 times. 16? Wait, no, my math is wrong there, isn't it? 16 times per worshipper, right? 48 times, Jesus, okay, that's a lot. So it might not be ideal, but I'm planning some other miracles, like some sort of an intimidation type miracle. Some sort of pacification miracle. So they could just continue unlocking and pacify the animals or scare the animals away. I think if I pick them up, they stop regenerating mana, actually. Bit of a pain. Maybe I should prevent it from interrupting that, because it's not like some sort of a buff, like a mana regen buff that they have. It's the state that they're in. They just regenerate mana as long as they're in that state. So my hunters are still topping up the store with meat, so they still have more in their inventories. That's pretty crazy. Thankfully, that's just as easy as changing changing a single number, right? And then I can increase the max capacity of the store and it just works. Jesus. All the mushrooms are down here. Yeah, I might need to kind of weight the respawn system so that it sort of spawns firewood and mushrooms like a bit closer to camp or something, because it currently just spawns them randomly anywhere on the map. And so gradually over time we kind of clear out all of the nearest ones, and all the firewood and stuff winds up being really far away. At the same time, it might not be too bad because you get miracles that you can use to conjure those things. So might actually work in my favor, really, because it encourages you to use those miracles or makes them more useful, which is another use for your power. Like right now, I could easily just kill everything and conjure a bunch of herds to offset that. Yeah, I guess it's like now, well, I mean, there's some upkeep, right? Once the meat decays over time. And then there's the upkeep of repairing your tents if they get damaged. That kind of thing. Oh. Yeah, because I don't even need hunters right now. I could convert them all into additional worshippers even, so I'd have, like, so much power I wouldn't even know what to do with it. I don't even know what to do with this. I could max out my conservation score again. And then I could freely just kill all of the animals. That pose a threat to us. Apparently I still have one hunter somewhere. Where are they? There. Oh shit. Okay. No. I mean, yeah. It's like, I guess it's like, it's level 1, you know. If you know what you're doing, it should be basically impossible to fail. I still don't really like the exploiting. Don't really want people to be able to exploit. But at the same time, there's not really anything I can do about it. I kind of like the pacing thing, though. I guess. I mean, you definitely spend quite a long time building camp, but I think that's probably okay. I mean, you really feel like you're kind of situated in this level for a good while, which kind of helps in a way. Otherwise it feels like we only just got here and we're leaving, you know. We just built this camp and we're abandoning it. But if you really spend some time in a level, it feels more rewarding? I don't know if it's more rewarding or if it's more like it feels less wasteful or something. Oh shit. Oh shit. What do you want? You want a drink? What are you doing? This guy is ignoring his thirst, which means he's been assigned to light the fire. Yeah, that's a little bit confusing. Sometimes, if they're just gathering firewood during their downtime for something to do, they obviously won't ignore their thirst. But if it's like urgent that they get the fire going, then they will. Yeah, I think the decay on items is really important. But I have to make a whole new inventory system to do it properly. I could implement some basic imitation of that right now, but it wouldn't be anything more than kind of just removing one meat from the inventory every so often, so it just kind of ticks down, rather than each meat having like a decay tracker associated with it, you know. And you would want the meat to like decay faster in higher temperatures or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. And I think what I would have to do is basically simulate the internal temperature of the tents, which would be somewhat protected from the ambient temperature outside, but still affected by it. So if it's cold outside, it'd be slightly warmer in the tents. And the humans could be affected by this as well. And then we could basically have like the meat and the berries and the fish decay faster if it's hotter or warmer, and decay slower if it's cooler. That kind of thing. And then also the humans would still be affected in some way by temperature even when inside of a tent, but like just less so. Whereas right now, being inside of a tent just means they completely ignore ambient temperature. They're just completely unaffected by it. It's as if they're in like a pocket dimension or something where there is no, well, where it's like a, yeah, I suppose it's as if they're in a pocket dimension where there is no such thing as temperature, I suppose. Or is it essentially, see, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, because I think if it was like, for example, if it was like a, I don't know, actually. Because 37 degrees is actually really hot, right? It would be pretty weird, like, if, yeah. If the ambient temperature was body temperature, it wouldn't exactly be comfortable. I wonder what would happen if I lit the fire when he was going to do that. He would probably change his mind and put the firewood in the store instead, because he'd be like, oh, well, I don't need this anymore. I was going to do that. I thought he was going to put it in the store, though. I was going to light the fire for them. I've got all this power, I might as well use it. Yeah, I think we probably should do some kind of basic decay on these things right now. Just like ticking down 1 meat every hour of in-game time or something like that. It's not a very accurate way of, obviously we can't. That's not how it's going to work ultimately, but be sort of better than nothing, I guess, for now, without having to spend a load of time on it. It might not even be that big of a deal, doing the new inventory system, depending on, I mean, if I wanted to like build a whole UI to go with it and stuff, that would be definitely time consuming, but just getting the functionality of it down, like each item kind of having trackers associated with it, is probably not. I still have to kind of, I'm guessing I use structs. Each item is a struct in an array? Maybe? How would you do that? Multi-dimensional array? Because you still want them to be able to stack, right? You don't really want like 1,000 meat. You want something that represents, you want like a single thing that represents 1,000. Something like that. But then each one of those 1,000 has to have its own decay timer depending on when it was harvested, right? And then it decays at a rate based on temperature. I'd probably just do like the most basic implementation first, simplest implementation first, right? And then we could have the decay speed affected by temperature later. We don't even have to do that in the beginning. Okay, I think we unlocked all of the miracles in this level now. That's pretty good going. So yeah, it's still super chill, super easy going right now. I don't think, see, this wolf is probably gonna go in exactly the same direction. So I made a note to respawn the waypoint if it gets, like, attacked, basically, or if it enters combat. Just to... it will still be random, but there will at least be a chance that it will go in a different direction, and that will kind of help prevent this looping behavior. It at least creates the possibility for it to kind of be like, oh, I can't go over there because I'm going to get attacked. Let me go somewhere else. Whereas right now it will just keep trying to do the same thing. Eventually, you know, morning comes and it stops hunting. And it will start hunting again the next night or whatever, and then it will spawn a different waypoint and potentially go in a different direction. But I think if we respawn the waypoint as soon as it enters combat, that would be preferable. Oh, the store is on fire again. I'll extinguish that. Got plenty of power, so... I guess it should cost more. It should cost, what, 5 times more to do that, actually, and it doesn't right now. It still just costs 100 power to extinguish a tent, I think. But it should actually cost like 500. Because it takes 5 times as much water as it does to extinguish a human, to extinguish a tent. And it costs 100 power to extinguish a human, 100 power to replenish, to fully replenish a human's thirst. I think you can also give water to the animals. I can't remember. I think you can, because I remember implementing the ability to extinguish the animals. And whilst I was there, I was like, oh, okay, we should probably be able to give them water as well, just like you can with the humans. Yeah, a lot of that stuff like that is... you'll probably almost never do it, but it's just like... you should be able to still. Like, why would you want to extinguish your own campfire? I don't know, but it makes sense that if you dump a bunch of water on it, it should go out, so you have to be able to do it, right? Holy shit, what? That was some weird bug. Where the wolf was attacking this tent at range. That's why it was standing there. I was wondering why it's just standing still. Well, that's going on the known bugs list. Well, we don't have any hunters, so we're not going to be able to get this thing rebuilt. Let's get at least like 3 hunters on the go. I'll conjure up another herd of animals. Why are the hunters not hunting? They should see that they need for... Okay, there it just takes them a while. They just have to register. Right, so you could still quite easily exploit at this point in time. But like I say, it's the first level. I don't want to make any rash decisions and be like, you know, just whacking things with the banhammer and then it's like imbalanced the other way. It swings too far in the other direction and you like can't play the game because it's too difficult. You know, we gotta remember that later levels are gonna be a lot more difficult. You'll be using a lot more of your power for other stuff, and you'll be facing like more extreme weather, which will be damaging all of your tents. Plus, there's 2 more difficulties above this, 2 more difficulty levels above this as well. Really, I should do like an extreme difficulty playthrough at some point. Man, it's a lot of work though. Why are we not building this tent, guys? Because it's nighttime? I think they're sleeping. It's a lot of work. I sort of just want to get this game finished now, and even that, you know, is just to kind of finish it in its simplest form. There's still going to be another 2 or 3 years of work, I think. Which is why I really have to just take what I've got now and try to get funding. Because I don't really have the luxury of just developing it for another 2 or 3 years. Unless I can get some money. Plus, there's a bunch of stuff I can't even do. I can't do like the sound and the music and the graphics. That one's being camped. Oh shit, don't. Oh no. I'm gonna bait them onto my worshippers. Okay. There's a lot of rabbits over there. Yes, eventually as the firewood keeps respawning, it's all gonna be on top of the wolf dens in the end. The only place we can't really get to it. I don't know if there is anything in this respawn code to like stop it from spawning close to the wolf dens. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, and keeping the player in the same map for longer means you get to experience more of the seasons and more of the animal behavior and stuff. I mean, crazy thing is like to experience everything the animals do, you'd actually have to spend multiple years in the same map, which is pretty hard to do. You'd have to kind of just want to stay in the same map purely because you're enjoying being there or something. There isn't really enough content to get you to stick around for that long. But it's kind of crazy how even making a simple little game like this is just, it takes like half a decade. Why is it gotta be so insanely difficult? I don't know. I mean, it probably wouldn't take that long if I already knew how to code at the beginning, right? I've had to learn everything along the way, which probably makes it take 3 times as long at least. Yeah, that's pretty good practice actually. Like every time you drop a carpenter back with firewood, you should... Oh, fuck. Okay. You should also light the fire with miracle fire so they don't actually immediately just use the firewood. Yeah, it's funny, I like complain about the carpenters, oh, they never gather enough firewood, and yet I'm not actually using miracle fire at all. Okay, we nearly got a couple of portal stones. That moose, oh, that moose is dangerously close. Yeah, I have a feeling there's a few too many, like, aggressive creatures in the map, you know, and I don't know why there's so many frickin' rabbits. The foxes are supposed to be hunting them. What are the foxes doing? Oh, we might need to spawn slightly less rabbits in the map at the beginning. It's really difficult to balance an ecosystem, even a simple one like this. I got you. Okay. Alright, 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 alright. Oh, there's a moose right there. That's my bad. Grab yourself a mushroom. Oh, I just interrupted him. Yeah, that's the thing. You can't pick them up until they finish regenerating mana. Oh, they're on fire. They'll be fine. What is it now? Oh, jeez. Oh, fuck. It's crazy trying to juggle these guys. I mean, yeah, I could just use DI. Yeah, that's one thing I see a lot though is devs who are just constantly starting a new project. They have no follow through. They never actually finish anything. And it's not like you know, they're always working on something cool. So if they just finished it, it'd be awesome. I'm sure they'd do great, but it's like they're always moving on to the next thing before finishing anything. But I mean, I get it. It's like, it takes so many years to finish anything. Oh, that scared me. Yeah, if I go 8 times speed, it takes a screenshot because it's on F12. Should probably rebind that. If I put those on F1 through F4, that would probably make the most sense. And then I could start, I always use the arrow keys instead of WASD, and it's probably because the time controls are on the right side of the keyboard as well. But it's really uncomfortable reaching across the keyboard like that. Okay, but we got one portal stone. We might be able to sneak in there and get that. Are you going to the stream, or are you? Okay. Okay, this is the one I need to keep an eye on, because if anybody baits these wolves into these worshippers, we have a problem. Holy moly. This moose is so close. It's nice that we can just about get away with it though, at least for a while. Oh, not for much longer. Holy crap. Oh, I thought this one was coming right for us. Oh, it's happening. We tried. We got a little bit further along with it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh god, the wolves are all going out hunting. The wolves are coming to us. Yeah, it's over. It's over. That was just bad timing with the wolves happen to be hunting that night. Oh my god, this is the only one we've got going still. And this moose is dangerously close. Yeah, I've definitely gotta do that update to the wolves' hunting behavior so they maybe go in a different direction after leaving combat. That would be a big improvement. We don't have any firewood. Wait, what? This guy's still hungry? Can I encourage you to get something to eat? No. I thought it would pick from these ones who are okay. Can we get in there and grab what's going on here? Oh my god. Can we grab this one maybe? Finally. Yeah, this is kind of about like what I was aiming for though, so I'm glad we finally got there. Like, oh shit, look at all these dead wolves. I think the wolves have been fighting each other. They will fight. They are territorial. Yeah, we don't need these hunters, do we? We are getting through that meat slowly. Oh crap. Oh crap. Okay. Oh my god. Yeah, I might just slightly lower the chance for the moose to have calves on the start of the game. Or the start of a level. What was that? Oh my god. I think I forgot to bring this guy back. Everyone's going to bed anyway. What's this guy doing? He's going to bed. What are you doing? This guy is actually on a mission from God. Right, so he's got the firewood now. He's going to go direct to the campfire with it, but I'm going to light it up. Oh, and then he's just like, I'm going to bed. He'll probably deposit it into the store in the morning. Or you would, maybe you would take it straight to the campfire if it's burned down again. Oh shit. Gotcha. Roman needs mana. Yeah, oh fuck, I did it again, didn't I? Can't pick him up. Yeah, I think maybe I'll change that. Let me write that down. Make shaman. Well, mana regen. A passive buff. I mean, if that's how I feel, that's probably what I should do, right? Okay, I'll be right back. One sec. Why am I muted? How long have I been muted? Probably since I went AFK. I didn't realize that I muted myself. Yeah, that was a very useful playtest there. I got a lot of good information. A new video from Double Fine about Psychonauts 2. That's cool. So, reduce the chance for moose to spawn with calves. Make shaman mana regen a passive buff. Shit. I put this in the wrong place. Those are not bugs. Those need to be on the to-do list. Increase the maximum capacity of the store, or add the decay, I guess. That would also solve that problem. And then there's this update to the conservation mechanic, where if an animal dies as a result of its mother being killed, that should also negatively affect conservation score. And respawn wolf group hunting waypoint upon entering combat. Okay, so I've got a few things to do, but I'm not going to be doing them tonight. Oh yeah, I'm actually really hungry. It's just hit me, so I'm gonna grab something to eat. May or may not stream tomorrow. I've got a friend coming over, so just gonna be hanging out with them. That was really useful, though I definitely needed to do a playtest to kind of figure out what I needed to be doing. Yeah, I'm still working on, well, I haven't been actually. I've been working on the game instead of working on the pitch deck. I still need to finish the pitch deck. As kind of a matter of urgency, to be honest with you. It's like, I want to do these updates for the playtesters, but I really need to finish the pitch deck so I can get some funding. That's kind of important. If I want to get this game finished, I kind of need funding. Yeah, I sort of wish there was like more I could do. I've been getting that feeling lately, like, you know, how can I, like, what more can I possibly be doing to make this sustainable, you know? Make this viable. Doesn't seem to... I don't know, it's tough, isn't it? It's like, it doesn't really matter what you do. At the end of the day, it doesn't make any difference, right? So you can either sell out or just, like, that's what it is. Like, you either sell out and work for the man, or you just have to kind of survive on nothing somehow. I hear it's a bit better in the States. Like, I have a friend who moved to the States, and he was like, oh, you know, you can basically do whatever you want for a living here. It doesn't seem to be like that in the UK. It's like everyone's just, you know, miserable wage slaves who just kind of want to drag everyone else down with them, really. I mean, I was thinking about it earlier today, actually. Like, you know, I really need to get out of this country because we don't even have freedom of speech, you know? It's like completely fucked. But it's not easy. Anyway, this was a conclusive playtest. Very useful. It only took like 2 hours, so pretty good. I think the reason it felt so long is because I'm like, I've played it to death, you know? Probably the time would have probably flown by pretty quick if I was like experiencing the game for the first time, right? But yeah, alright. So I may or may not stream tomorrow. I don't think you're gonna raid anybody, so thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.